The worst design job is not making something new. It is rebuilding a file somebody already sent you because the logo is a screenshot, the icon is a blurry JPEG, the badge has a white box behind it, or the only export is a flattened PNG. Today, I am using SVG Genie as an SVG file converter to turn bad source files into clean editable vector masters. The file you get is rarely the file you need. Screenshots blur as soon as they scale. JPEGs bring compression artifacts and baked-in backgrounds. PDF and PNG exports hide the shapes you need to edit. Redrawing everything by hand is accurate, but it is also a brutal way to spend an afternoon. SVG Genie gives you a faster path. Describe the source file, the cleanup you want, and the final use case. The goal is not just changing a file extension. The goal is a real SVG with paths, fills, strokes, groups, and a transparent background you can keep editing. This is today's duplicate recovery topic after the queue ran out. I checked more than 5 replacement candidates with data for SEO. SVG File Converter had the strongest fresh volume at about 1,000 monthly searches, and the current YouTube page is mostly craft conversion tutorials, not an AI cleanup. Workflow for editable vector source. Here is the key test. A real SVG conversion should give you editable geometry. You should be able to recolor parts, remove a background, simplify shapes, resize without blur, and export a final PNG only after the vector master is right. If the converter just hides a bitmap inside an SVG wrapper, that is not the file you wanted. Start with the messy source. It might be a small logo from a website, an icon screenshot, a scanned sketch, a badge from an old deck, or a low-resolution asset from a client. Upload it, then tell SVG Genie what the final SVG needs to do. Here is the prompt. Convert this messy brand mark into a clean, editable SVG file. Smooth paths, transparent background, limited colors, web, and print ready. That prompt tells the converter to rebuild the meaningful shape, not trace every speck of noise. A few seconds later, I get usable vector directions. One is closer to a polished logo. One is simplified for small sizes. One has stronger contrast for print. The important thing is that I now have editable source instead of a blurry dead end. This is the difference between a real SVG file converter and a fake one. A fake conversion gives you the same pixels with a new extension. A useful conversion gives you a clean vector master that opens in Figma, Illustrator, Inkscape, VS Code, or directly in the browser. The prompt formula is simple. Say what the source is: logo, sketch, screenshot, badge, icon, scan, or old export. Then name the destination: web, print, Cricut, Figma, app, or code. Then ask for smooth paths, limited colors, transparent background, and clean editable SVG output. The cleanup is where AI actually helps. You do not want every JPEG block turned into a path. You want the recognizable shape rebuilt cleanly. Ask SVG Genie to ignore compression noise, simplify tiny details, preserve the main silhouette, and keep the file easy to edit. Use this for every asset that should have been vector in the first place: old logos, website icons, product badges, merch graphics, simple illustrations, sticker art, app icons, social marks, event graphics, and cut file designs that need clean edges. For developers, the result is practical. You can inline the SVG, use it as a React component, animate path elements, recolor it with CSS, optimize it later, or keep it as a static asset. The point is that the file has structure again. Keep SVG as the master. From there, export PNG previews, PDFs for print, React components for apps, Figma assets for design review, or Cricut-friendly files for cutting. One clean vector source prevents 5 messy downstream fixes. SVG has real search demand and a broad use case. Data for SEO shows SVG file converter at about 1,000 monthly searches with moderate competition. The current YouTube results prove people want conversion help, but the clean editable SVG angle still has room. You can try SVG Genie free with no credit card required. After that, credit packs start at $9 with no subscription to cancel. If you keep rebuilding old assets, converting files into editable SVG masters is one of the easiest workflows to automate. So stop rebuilding bad files by hand. Go to svg.com, use SVG Genie as your SVG file converter, and turn messy logos, screenshots, sketches, and exports into clean editable vectors you can resize, recolor, code, print, and ship.